Good morning, morning, and welcome to Island Tea with Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Gwen Johnson. Jade, morning, how are you doing?
Morning. I'm here.
That I realize I'm happy to see you.
I'm happy to. Well, I can't see you yet, but
You ain't happy to be seen?
I guess. I don't know. I don't think about it.
No, you got to be happy to be seen as well, man.
You know what? You're right. I'm
Yeah.
happy to be seen.
Happy to be seen. I think that knowing that you're off doing like superhero things and superwoman things is cool. So I'm glad you're able to come join me today. I can't even say us because Kevon Dukin hard by.
We're fun going through it, being a lie. The month of August has not been kind to him.
When you see Kevon so taken up by things that he don't even message us in the morning, then you know Kevon out it.
We just have to send up a prayer for our friend or for Kevon. This is funny.
Saline washes all your nostrils.
Boy.
You ever did a saline wash? Like a flush?
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
I don't think so.
If you think
you don't look comfortable.
If you think a PCR test is uncomfortable, right?
Listen, I've had some tests done to my body. We can talk about it after the link up. But I think I have, I've had some stuff done that are quite uncomfortable. Quite uncomfortable. But nevertheless.
Nevertheless,
it is.
We have life.
We have life. Yes, friend. Yes, indeed. But I think our friends from Antigua want to jump in on our conversation. You hear anything like a Spanish station yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, maybe they're still trying to cut in. Okay. Oh, see?
Good morning. There we go.
Hi.
Good morning.
What are they saying about me?
We said we're just waiting for you to cut in like a Spanish station. Sorry. It's usually a secret.
Thank you for that one. I needed that one. Because I got a little cuss out this morning. A listener said that I was insensitive in my remarks. I didn't intend to be insensitive. I think I was just stating a scientific fact, but
What did you say?
Let us be the judge.
Yes.
To be honest, his account, I'm not sure if his account is exactly accurate, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think the point, if I recall what I said correctly, I'm adding a caveat. If I remember because it can be interpreted incorrectly. There are people who, I think with this whole vaccine debate, was them today, right?
Oh.
The point that I was trying, because I've gotten many WhatsApp messages. This person died. I know of a lady who died. She just took the vaccine. We've heard of, remember we had that link up in Jamaica where this well-known personality died shortly after taking the vaccine. It's likely that he would have died anyway because of whatever condition he may have had. Okay? It just so happens that he happened to have taken the vaccine. It doesn't mean that it's the vaccine that caused his death. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get that.
The point I made. Right. Well, perhaps I didn't say it artfully, or I don't know. But he was highly offended and he thought that it was insensitive, and people who would have lost someone from the vaccine, or they believe it might have been from the vaccine, might have been offended by what I said. I certainly intended to cause no offense. I was just simply saying what a doctor had said on my program, I think a couple of months ago. If I take the vaccine and I run out in the road and a bus knock me down, people might say, well, it's the vaccine that make me impair my judgment and run out in the road. That was the point that he was making, is that people are going to die anyway in the course of everyday living. And it just so happens that some of them might have taken the vaccine. And so, of course, the anti-vaxxers are usually use that as an excuse to say, hey, the vaccine that caused their death. If you catch what I'm saying. So I think that was the discussion. and he said he was very offended. I certainly meant to cause no offense, but I think you guys understand the point that I would have been trying to make at that point.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you meant.
Doing his system justice. But I appreciate the fact that he had the courage, to call in and to say what he had to say, and I appreciated that. That's fine. So, I will sleep well tonight, same way that I would have even if he didn't call in. But I just want him to know, and anyone who might have misinterpreted what I said, that I certainly meant no offense at all in any way, shape, or form. I was just, sometimes, you know how it is sometimes in radio. Not everybody gonna be happy with everything you say all the time.
Of course not.
Well, we know that better than most.
Yes.
And thankfully, we started that way.
You started that way, yeah.
Yeah, we started offending people early, so they kind of got a feel for how we are. So like when we said things now, they're not shocked.
But how do you deal with that, though? How do you deal with that? Because I know
we don't
like to offend people.
We don't deal with it.
You see,
I'm a little more diplomatic than that. I tend to be a little more sensitive to people's feelings. I tend to be a little more careful. So I'm quick to apologize. Some people say I'm too quick to apologize. So I didn't offer an apology in this instance because I think, frankly, I was right in what I said. But that's beside the point. I do try not to be offensive because I don't like being offensive to people because, I mean, it's difficult for you to reach people if you're offending them. That's how I look at it, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We understand. We can't relate, but we understand.
I understand. How are you all doing? How's St. Kitts? I think that's what we want to know. Because actually today is going to be a little shorter than we normally go because we have to go at about 27 minutes after 8 o'clock. But yeah, tell us how things are in St. Kitts.
Azem, you want to take this one?
But I mean, St. Kitts we're interesting times now. Like, we are on a little curfew. Persons thought that we would have gotten out still, but I think the belief is with CPL pending that we're just trying to prepare and make sure that we're in the best position to really bring off the best CPL possible. And then the last 2 days, we've seen a spike in our cases. And I had people questioning whether or not we have the Delta variant. That seemed to have been confirmed last night by the chief medical officer. By one of the health officials.
Yeah, Dr. Laws.
Yeah. So.
But it wasn't as bad as I think most of us anticipated. Apparently, there was one case confirmed anywhere for now.
Yeah.
Of the Delta variant, and that person has long since recovered. So we as a nation are hoping that was our one and only, but how things go. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah. So we kind of just at that point, people trying to figure out what's next in terms of like the tourism industry and different sectors are lobbying for the government to adapt. I'll make some changes to their protocols and the regulations to try and spark some economic activity. So that's kind of where we're at. And I think that's kind of where a lot of not only the islands in the Caribbean, but the world that's kind of where we are at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Antigua seems to be having lots of stuff happening down there. To be honest, I was very disappointed that we didn't get to link up on Friday because I was so looking forward to talking to you guys about what was happening.
The protest, I am assuming you're referring to.
Yes, we're speaking about the protest. I had some questions.
Yes. Yes. Azem, would you like to ask one of your questions?
What? Yeah, go ahead. I don't know if I'll be able to answer because I'm already in hot water with some listeners. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'll just outline 3 of my observations, and then you could choose whether or not to comment. What was interesting to me about
safe to me.
Yeah, that sounds safer. Yeah, but 3 things that I observed about the protest, and why? 1, I saw people running with what I would only be able to term as toddlers into the fray. I'm trying to understand how is that a thing, right? And that was not even only
The protest?
yeah. There was videos of a lady with a child, and again, that's not even something that is
comment on that one.
that's that unique to Antigua.
Your thinking is not alone.
Okay, so I'm not alone in trying to. Okay, that's not confusing to me alone.
Okay, fair.
Right. 2. The tear gas was an issue, my boy, because
Sorry.
the tear gas was an issue because the question I kept asking is, well, where is the police gas mask? It seemed as though they were the police were prepared for the own tear gas.
Sorry. Let me stop laughing. This is serious.
Did someone? Was that a miscalculation? Is it?
Did they forget it? You know, did they forget to grab the gear when they were grabbing the gas? We're just trying to figure out, like...
Based on Darren's expression, I'm thinking that he probably had the same questions.
Yeah, I had the same question. What was said was that the protesters did throw back a few canisters back at the police.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's what we expect, yeah.
That's why you're supposed to be prepared.
What else did you expect? That's how y'all behave over in St. Kitts?
No.
But logically, if we are people who go to a protest, right? We expect the police to be combative in some sense. Whatever that sense may be, we don't know. But we are trying to prove a point, and and as protesters, we are trying to show that we cannot be bullied. So if you throw something at me, like tear gas, and I realize that this canister has not exploded, I will throw it back.
No, but not only that, Jade. If I'm just throwing tear gas, I would want to have a mask.
No, I'm talking about the perspective of
the point is well made.
Yeah.
The point is well made. I suspect that the police and the Minister of Public Safety, they're going to be conducting investigations, and they hopefully will learn from that experience. That's my guess.
So you're saying that the protesters may face some legal trouble for throwing back the things that were thrown at them?
Well, no, I'm speaking
about how it was handled. I'm suspecting.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Yeah, but there are a couple of folks who are charged.
Really?
To make bail and so on because of the protest. So
what were they charged with?
I'll have to refer to the newsroom. I don't want to say exactly, but I believe it was under the Public Order Act. There ought not be a gathering of more than, I believe it's 50 persons in Antigua and Barbuda, or is it 25? 25 persons generally. And I think for the subsequent protest, the police allowed up to 50 persons in one particular space. There was some back and forth on that. But the point is, you should not have a large congregation right now because of the COVID situation. And according to the Minister of Justice, according to the police, there were folks there who were in violation of that. They didn't get permission to march. Of course, the protesters say that they weren't marching, they were picketing, and it is their constitutional right to picket. So there's that debate about whether or not it was legal or not legal. So that was a part of the whole discussion. Lots of discussion. Big Issues had discussions on it. We've had discussions on it on Observer AM. So the issue is, I don't know if it's sufficiently ventilated, but people have their opinions one way or the other. I think most folks would come down on the side of the protesters were perhaps pushing it, the legality of it, that is, but the police were disproportionate in the way they responded with it. That's the general consensus.
Are you guys still under state of emergency?
We are still under state of emergency. And I was actually going to ask you, are you under state of emergency in St. Kitts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. So, if St. Lucia and Barbados and Trinidad, they're all under states of emergency? Do you know?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay. I'm not sure. I know there's been the same debate in all the islands. It seems as though all the governments have one argument and all the oppositions seemingly coordinate to have the same argument as to why we should not be under states of emergency. So I find that's very interesting across the islands. But
Yeah. Of course, some folks will say they don't even feel like they're in a state of emergency because they're going about their life normally. They just, I mean,
Yeah.
curfew is 11 o'clock. They do conduct their law-abiding selves on a normal basis as they would whether or not there was legally a state of emergency in place, and life goes on. But the government maintains that they have to maintain the state of emergency in order to implement the various measures, the public safety measures, to deal with the COVID-19 situation. And I suspect that's the argument up and down the Caribbean.
Yes, it definitely is, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we are. But yes, the protest was certainly a discussion point, the way the government handled it. The chief of staff introduced, the chief of staff in the office of the prime minister introduced another element in his discussion with me on Monday. He said that the protesters had stones and that they had planned to cause damage to property. Because I think I would have challenged him and asked him, well, the protesters were largely being relatively peaceful. They were boisterous. Some of them were insulting to the police and to the prime minister. At least that's how they felt, based on the things they would have said. But people get heated in a situation like this. People locked up, people under restriction. People are going to say things, but they weren't. The argument has been made, and I think based on the video, it's a persuasive one. The police, they may have been loud, they may have been discourteous, but they weren't violent. And the things only got worse when the riot police came on the scene and did what they did. So anyway, the chief of staff on Monday said that the protesters had stones, and many folks took high offense to that. I challenged him on it. I did say, Max, where you get that from? And he said yes, and he was adamant that they had stones. And but the strange thing is, the week prior, when I asked the chief of staff, well, what are his views on what took place? The first thing he said was that he wasn't there, and he was just going based on what he saw, like all of us, on social media. So I'm not entirely sure how he knows that stones were present in the bags of protesters, but the protesters have taken strong exception to that. Listeners called in this morning and said that the chief of staff should not be allowed to get away with that. They thought I was too easy on him. Never mind the fact that I would have gotten into it with him on a whole host of other issues. But of course, the one issue that I may not have pushed back on, or I was giving him the opportunity to explain himself, of course, I get near to the cross for that one. But that's how it goes, right?
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. But that is what he had to say. But I don't think many people take a lot of stock in that particular allegation. I think the chief of staff has come under a lot of criticism for what people think are his estranged relationship with facts or reality or the truth.
So give us a little insight into your discussion, a little bit more of what y'all spoke about on Monday with the chief of staff. What's the name of your chief of staff?
I don't want to spend too much time on me, I want to know what's in your place too,
that's true.
I want to know what's going on. But I will admit, more excitement has taken place on my side with the protest.
Exactly.
But we still want to know what's going on over there.
I have one question before we move back to St. Kitts, Darren.
Yes. Tell me.
When is the next one? Because I want to know if I could come true.
There was a march. There was a march subsequent to the one of August 8th. There was a march last Thursday. It was peaceful. As a matter of fact, it was largely unremarkable. The police were there to maintain law and order. Ironically, it was outside the office of the prime minister. And really, I'm sure you didn't even know it happened.
I didn't know it happened.
Many have argued that if the riot police did not appear that Sunday, the 8th, that the same thing would have happened then. People would have said what they had to say, carried the placard, protest, and then go home, and it would have been not much ado about it.
Largely uneventful.
So it feels like the police may have escalated it into the place that it went.
I think that is how a lot of people feel, yes. That is how a lot of people feel. And but yes, that was a large part of the conversation. One of the issues that we have here is should visitors be required to be vaccinated before they come here? And the chief of staff said no. Sorry. Sorry, it was a picket, not a march, just to clarify, right? I may have misspoke. Yeah, we're very careful around here.
Okay.
But going back to the chief of staff, we had a bit of a back and forth about vaccinated tourists. There was an outbreak in a particular hotel. Many people believe it may have been a visitor who would have caused that situation. And the criticism is you're pressuring the locals to be vaccinated, but yet you're allowing tourists to come from all over the place and you're not requiring them to be vaccinated. But Mr. Hurst says that it will do incalculable harm to our tourism sector, which is trying to stay afloat. And so the government is not going to be looking at implementing mandatory vaccinations for visitors. That was a part of the discussion as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we ain't playing that game here.
No, I was. Yeah, you have to be vaccinated to come here.
Not only.
And what are the numbers looking like? What are your arrival numbers? Because the numbers here are looking quite healthy, to be honest. I think they said that the numbers have been pretty good.
They're barely existent in terms of crews. What has happened is that once the cruise ships had decided to take the rapid test as a way of confirming that you do not have the virus, that kind of caused us to take a stand on that, because we have not, as of this moment, been accepting the rapid test as a valid form of identifying whether or not you have the virus. And so, as it stands now, I think it's only one cruise ship that has been coming, and it's like once a week.
Okay.
And so the cruise sector right now is pretty much non-existent in terms of stayover visitors. I do not know the exact numbers on that, but it seems as though it is not. It is nowhere near what we would have
not at all
had, or what we would even like to see, even given the present situation. So there's been a lot of discussion surrounding the tourism industry. Where is that going? How are people who are involved in the tourism sector, how are they supposed to operate now and survive? A lot of talk around the taxi drivers in particular. And the truth is the minister has really said that a lot of this is out of his hands. It's in they're going based on the advice of the task force and the health officials. And so, negotiations continue to happen. But as it stands now, it's not. What we've had, though, is because of the upcoming CPL, we now have all the teams here. So there's players, staff, media who are on the island and at the hotels. They're actually bubbling, including Jade, actually, who's included in the bubble. She has abandoned me and has gone to have fun with her CPL friends.
Oh dear.
And I have been lonely ever since. But yeah. That's how they be, Darren. That's how they be.
What? Wait.
So do you think, real quick question, because we're gonna have to wrap up soon and catch up again on Friday, Lord willing. Do you think that the requirement to be vaccinated before you to gain entry into St. Kitts Nevis, the Federation, do you think that has had a depressing effect on arrival numbers?
Yes, it has. I could tell you that it has, because I have friends who are not who are vaccine hesitant, who would have liked to come. I actually have a close friend who, because his family is not vaccinated, would have gone back to to see them. The plan was for them to come here for the summer vacation with the kids, and they opted not to. Well, they weren't able to, so he had to actually leave and go back and spend time there, and take time from work and stuff like that. So there's definitely a segment of people who are, of course, excluded from coming here. And like we said, like the cruise ships alone has been a big hurt on us here because of the regulations.
Yeah, understood. And your curfew as well?
It's 11 p.m.
It says 11 p.m.
to 5 a.m.
5:01.
Yeah.
Oh, 5:01. Really?
Well, no, 5 o'clock. It is 11:01 p.m. until 5 a.m.
So if you're on the road at 11:15, the police will give you trouble?
Yeah.
Once they see you.
Yeah, you get asked questions. I think for the most part, they have been, understanding and have used some discretion. But there's people who try to push the agenda, try to push the limits a little bit.
Right.
And you pay a cost for that. There's fines and possible imprisonment.
Recently for being out after 11. I think was it a date, Ellis? So you go. Somebody was on a date. That's how the story goes.
Oh, they were on a date. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh wow! Time just got away from them.
Ellis is not bothering me. He's laughing. I think there was a situation recently where he went to the movies.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped home his lady friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then on his way home, he got into trouble.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So he got.
Well, I hope the date was at least worth it.
How much? He was fined some kind of money. Yeah, he was fined some kind of money, and of course, social media is saying he hoped that the girlfriend is going to help to chip in and pay part of the fine.
Well, I think she's fully to blame, actually.
You think she's fully to blame?
Yeah, she should have recognized the time and offered that he stay the night.
Well, I don't know what the circumstances.
You know what? I have nothing to say. Okay.
I am already in enough hot water as it is. So
I'm just saying.
Anyway, I'll see you on Friday. We gotta go to Traffic Watch. Thank you so much. It was fun as always. Thank you so much, Jade, Azem. But I didn't hear Kevon. Kevon is there?
Kevon struggling right now. Give him a chance. Kevon, just play for Kevon.
Oh, okay. What happened? Too much attention from the lady friends?
Maybe.
Too much attention from something, probably.
Something.
I see.
Something right. Indeed.
I'll have to look into that. He has a lot of fans here. People want picture of how Kevon look and all kind of thing.
What? Okay.
Kevon doing it, man.
Yes, he is. Anyway, our next guest is on the line. Gotta go. Bye-bye.
All right,
bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Jade?
Azem, you hear that? Kevon is officially the ambassador of Gastonland.
Officially.
Must be nice, huh? Must be nice.
By phone, I could get that kind of attention.
Bye. In our next life, Azem. In our next life, we're gonna hop on a Zoom and everybody gonna fall in love with us.
By living so long now, I don't even know the next life. I don't know when that gonna come.
Don't study that at all.
Jade, you trying to live long? When I say long.
What is long?
Like past 95.
Nah.
Yeah, I get you.
Nah.
I get you. I don't have an age. Like I had an uncle that would always be like he want to live past 50. And then when he got I mean want to get old and he's a character, but me want to get old and thing. Yeah, that was his age.
50 like kind of close, man.
But 50 is you're a young man as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, like when you want to clock out so early. But anyway.
Yeah,
maybe he know why. But
and the funny thing was he got to 50 and then he was like, wait, this ain't feel too bad, right? So I think he's made some adjustments since then. But yeah,
I mean, I would hope so. I would hope so. Oh yes, people. Yes, today is not Friday. We just had to do a quick link up because
we missed Friday and we missed our friends.
Yes. Azem, do me a little favor there and switch up the graphic for me, because people might think that we're still on the phone with Darren when he is long gone.
I didn't even realize you did that. Okay.
I know. But yeah, like 50 is too young and 95 ain't a bad age, I think. I mean, I've not been there before. Maybe you can give me some insight into it since you've...
I've not been there before.
So, but yeah, I don't think so. I don't think 95 is too bad. We'll see how long we last. Because as I keep reiterating, I don't know if we have much more time here with all the things happening around the world. But hey, we'll see.
I don't have an age. I have it's a quality of life issue for me. So I have certain things that I would not want to not be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, and I think that's kind of my level. I could be 106 if I could still like move around and show myself and so I could.
Yeah, I think that's the thing for me too. Like,
yeah,
I feel like when you start to get to an age where you need constant help, when your mind is starting to deteriorate, when you're not yourself, and
yeah,
it feels like let me get out of here.
Yeah, I got you. But before
somebody said the show ain't sweet without Kevon, we agree. But what we could do.
we agree. We could actually agree on that. But at the same time, what I was thinking about is the comments by the PS last night.
Listen.
Like, what going on in the world, man? I really should message him. Yeah, can we get along? We should message him and say, like, boss, I'll probably can cuss you just now.
Yeah, man. Give me a quick heads up before we start.
Oh, boy.
We don't. No. Actually, no, because we don't give nobody a heads up. We don't just go.
Yeah, but like, what was your thought? Okay, I guess the question was the question was kind of based on a parent. I'm assuming someone was a parent based on how the question was phrased, asking about girls being able to wear braids in child-friendly hairstyles to school.
The man say?
The man say, focus on your subject.
Boy, I just can't get the archaic thinking. Like, why are we still of the opinion that a hairstyle will distract you from your education? It's not like the child coming to school in multicolored box braids spiking everywhere. If your child here is cornrowed back, I don't see an issue. If your child here is in singles because, you don't, maybe it's an issue where the parents can't constantly comb the child's hair, so they put in something that lasts. Like, I don't get this archaic, these hairstyles to go. Show me a grown hairstyle. It's braids. Show me a grown hairstyle on a kid with braids, because there's just...
But the thing about it for me is, like, you could literally put braids in a child's hair and have a hairstyle exactly like somebody who does not have braids. And that hairstyle is accepted. So to me, it's almost because, and he mentioned this. He had some term for what the hair is, like borrow other people here, something or the other. And I was like, so the issue is the fact that they're using
braids.
Like, I may not understand by.
If I wasn't on the radio, I would have said certain things, but I'm going to try to frame this in the best way possible, because to be totally honest, those comics were ridiculous. And as a man of his standard and his stature, he should probably think a little more before he speaks when it comes to these subjects, because you can't come tell me that because somebody has braids, like it is a big woman hairstyle because you have braids. Can y'all really stop trying to put these young girls on this type of pedestal and make it seem like their hairstyles or the color of their shirts is somehow impeding on their education? It is totally ridiculous. It is literally ridiculous.
You know what was funny to me? You know what's funny to me too?
Let me know, because none was funny to me.
It's like he's talking about like CXC, right? And preparing for CXC. And like, does he recognize like one of the reasons that persons wear braids is so that one of the things that they don't have to dedicate time to is the constant grooming of their hair, so that they're able
Apparently
to focus
he doesn't realize that.
To focus on things like studying.
This is when you're out of touch, because you have an idea and because you think that it is correct doesn't make it
the
correct.
Comments he kept saying when he was in school, like he kept saying things like when I was in school.
When you was in school in 1905? Like, so come on, get up to the time, okay? Get up to the time, get educated on here, because you clearly are somebody who do not understand here.
It was sad. It was sad to hear the response, to be honest. I remember I was looking I was looking at it, and then several people like messaged me about it after, and I was just like, I know. Like,
he could have just not said anything, Like, he could have literally just decided, I'm not going to answer this question.
He could have literally just said, well, the principal of the school could make that decision. You could have a conversation with the principal.
Exactly. But because you feel like you know better, you know what's best for all the girls.
I mean, he is the PS. He is the PS of education.
But he clearly needs to get educated on here, because that is lacking, and it shows.
Yeah, bye. Like, I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed, to be honest.
Ridiculous. Somebody said that's why he bought.
Y'all ain't gonna behave on this life, bye.
He didn't have any behavior last night when he was talking. Like, imagine as a child.
It was bad. It was bad.
Bro, like, come on.
It was bad.
Come on.
I mean, one of the comments he made was even like, oh, you know, we get into whatever. Basically saying we get into loose with these things and children getting away with murder. Possibly possibly because some persons may have, one or two people may have taken someone to court. But it's like, okay, well, if we already,
as they showed it.
But that's what I'm saying. If we already went to court and had this, like, what are you fighting for still? Like, you want everybody to go court?
Like,
is everybody want to go court?
Right? Like, it's so, I really can't understand the archaic structures that for some reason, we refuse to let go of. They add no value to what we're trying to achieve, like none at all. But yet, we refuse to let them go. Why? Like, I just need somebody to explain to me why we are so hell-bent and not having kids go to school and have an easier time. Like, it's not easy for you to have to deal with your natural hair all the time. Some parents cannot deal with a child's natural hair. A matter of fact, braids are protective hairstyles. Let's stop the ridiculousness now. Braids are called protective hairstyles for a reason. It's to protect the hair of the person wearing them. We're not saying it's okay for kids to go to school in multicolored hair. And that is not the issue, because that is not what people are going to court to argue. But telling people because they have braids and trying to belittle them and talking about, he used to call them HBO. Like, sir, this is not your fight. You don't have no hair. Let somebody who understands the dynamic deal with this.
Yeah. It's terrible. And at what point are we going to stop overvaluing things like appearance? Like, you understand the lesson that's teaching children about appearance and value, and how that plays into who you are as a person and all these kind of things. Like,
if you wear bread,
hygiene should be prioritized, right? Care and attention to your appearance should be prioritized, right? Also, acceptance of persons with whatever differences, including how they choose to wear their hair, whether it's locks, whether it's bald, whether it's, or people ain't gonna hair because they have alopecia. Like, whatever it is,
exactly.
acceptance and tolerance should be these are the lessons that we need to teach children, not conformity to colonialistic standards that really don't apply today and really don't make sense.
And that is such a big fact, because there are so many different conditions that can force somebody to have to wear braids. You don't know what it is. So for you to come and talk about, wearing braids is this, like, it's like you're trying to make it seem like if you wear braids, all of a sudden you're playing a big woman. As a child, do you know how ridiculous this sounds? What does that have to do with wearing braids? I just can't understand.
But Jade, I mean, think of this, and we're not getting any better. When I was in school, I would constantly be run home, right? I would constantly be run home. Now, here I am, right? I'm involved in football. I'm involved in track and field. I'm involved in basketball. I'm involved in cricket. I am a member of the band. I'm young leaders. I'm in a top stream class. All right.
You're productive.
Not only that, I'm a prefect.
School society.
I'm a prefect, right? I'm a prefect, and get run home constantly because of the length of my hair.
So is it really about education?
That's the question I keep trying to figure out. Not only that, you know.
Sound like it's about education.
And then was asked to come back and teach afterwards.
Again,
with the same long hair.
Exactly. So it is clearly not about education. It's about controlling. Like, you want to have this control over kids. You want to set this as the standard because you feel like it should be the standard, and that's how it's supposed to go. That's not how life works, sir. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you know, but this is not how life works.
Yeah. What type of world are we preparing, our students to go into? Like, that's the issue for me. What kind of world are we preparing them to go into?
No, you're telling me it is unprofessional for kids to wear braids to school, but when they go to work, they can't wear the natural hair because it's unprofessional. Like, you just, you know what?
No, because see, when you're young, you're a little girl. You're supposed to, whatever hair you have is what you're supposed to use, is what you're supposed to just have all the time.
Why?
But then by the time you go to work now, those same hairstyles become unprofessional.
I just cut it out.
Those are little
It is
girl
ridiculous.
hairstyles.
Cut it out. It is ridiculous. Okay,
Yeah,
let's do better, please. It is ridiculous, and it's time that we get away from that archaic thinking, because it does nothing for us. It is literally just keeping us back. And the thing is, at the time, we know that it didn't make sense. Like, there's no logical reason for them to give for you to be like, okay, well, you can't wear braids to school, because it is not hindering the education that you're supposed to be getting. It is not a distraction because it's braids. Everybody sees braids on a regular basis. So what is the real reason? Like, I just need somebody to give us the real reason why they think that it is okay for you to be discriminatory to kids because they have braids in their hair.
Yeah, but we have a caller, Jade. Let's see what this caller has to say. Caller, good morning.
Mr. PS.
Good morning, you're live on Island T. Morning, caller. Okay,
What?
I could hear myself in
Yes,
the
it
back.
was.
Let's change it, I guess. Yeah, maybe, perhaps. Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. What we have to deal with now. But colonialism, alive and well, people.
Why?
Like, and the thing is, like,
As-
and the thing is, we know these things. Like, we know the reason that certain hairstyles were outlawed and banned and thing was because they're trying to get us away from who we are, and
As if this
we
is
just
not,
perpetuate
like,
the
a
same thing.
secret.
Perpetuate the
This is not
same
a
thing.
secret.
But we have another caller, Jade. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I'm actually the parent who sent that message last
Imagine
night.
that.
What a thing.
Imagine that.
I listened to the response and was most disappointed because okay, my daughter enters in fifth form. My daughter has short hair, and it's very hard to maintain because if I come, she here Sunday for school Monday. By Wednesday, I have to comb them again because they get fizzy very easily.
Right.
So the intention was to have the child here braided at least. It could carry for a month and a half. So I know I have less focus and she have less focus on dealing with she here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really my intention when I sent the message, hoping I would get a different response.
Well, that was clear. That was clear. I could understand what you were saying.
Most disappointed last night. Like, really? I mean, like, it's just to keep the child here maintained over a period of time instead of constantly being in she here. And
Right.
she have a tendency to do that. Always with she hand in she head. Whether doing edges or she just like to keep she hand in she head.
Mm-hmm.
So when I asked the question last night was to get a total different response. And then as I asked earlier, the question was like, okay, once ago, locks was a religious thing. You could have only carried locks if it was for religion. It's now a style. And if the boys could have carried long hair was only for medical purposes. They have to have a reason why they're carrying long hair.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing become a style and a fashion now. Parents literally locks in their child hair from young just so they could have long hair, and yeah, it's fashion. So it really was a disappointing answer last night. And from the way he started, he like laugh out like
Yeah, I think that was so dismissive and disrespectful.
Exactly.
I know what was coming from. He like and then talking about, fifth form, it's time to focus on your studies. From first form, it's time to focus on studies. Fifth form is not of a difference. The thing about fifth form, instead of having 3 terms, they have 2 terms while you're preparing for CXC. So from that response last night, it was really disappointing. And I'm waiting. I thought maybe he may not be on for leadership matter next Tuesday, but I'll be waiting for another approach from him because I'm going to tell you what I have to say. I mean, it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. I mean, I'm here and I'm listening to the topic, and I'm so impressed with the information I'm hearing. Like, why do you think you carrying braids as being adult? And yes, so thank you guys.
Because they deem it adult.
It's
There's
weird.
no reason
It's weird.
because there's no other reason. It's because they think so.
Yeah.
Literally, that's the reason, because they think so. Like they have no type of. It's funny, right? We make decisions based on the science and proof, at least. Usually, when we make these type of decisions,
What
we
about
have to have
historical
some type of-
what about historical context and so? But them things don't exist. But Jade, we have another caller. Caller, good morning, you're live on LNT.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I, it's funny. I jumped in, I logged in because I was waiting for your next guest to come on, Mr. Archibald. But anyway,
Oh, that's at 9:30. But welcome, still.
yes. So I kind of jumped in early. I'm a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and folks who are going to hear my voice will know exactly who I am because of my accent. Anyway, the hair situation. I didn't listen to the broadcast last night, but I get the gist of the argument. And I have always had an issue because, as the young lady said, I have yet to figure out what is a grown-up hairstyle. I don't know what it is.
Thank you.
I have asked. I've asked the question. Now, anyway, when it comes to my students' hairstyle, I'm a business teacher. And like I said, that people going to know who I am. I'm going to get a phone call, but that's okay. That's quite all right. I got a broad back. I'm a business teacher. So my thing is, I teach my students, when you're in the business world, you look respectable, you're well-groomed. How you groom yourself, that's all on you.
Right.
I don't focus on children's hair. My thing is, I'm not your mom. I'm not. If mommy decides to put braids in a young lady's hair, I'm like, girl, I like that hairstyle. It doesn't bother me as a teacher.
It does it impede your ability to impart knowledge to the student?
Not unless the hair is in front of the child's face and they can't see the board.
Imagine that.
Does it impede on their
If it's
learning?
impeding on them seeing the board, or the child in the back can't see over,
Right.
they say the big women hairstyle.
Right.
Okay, I could understand that. But as the young lady said, and no disrespect to the PS, but I have to agree with the young, and I don't want to call you young. What's your name, sweetheart? I'm sorry.
Jade.
What's your name?
Jade. It's okay. I'll take the young.
I think we tend to focus on the wrong thing.
Yes.
If I had to focus on every little thing in my classroom, I will not be able to teach.
Exactly.
I don't have time. And there are now. Here's my thing. I am big on, I'm voluptuous. I got hips, and I'm very conscious of my body and how I present myself. Right? And so I know there's a lot of young ladies. I teach in a high school. And the self-esteem, woo, yes, Lord. High school is a very dangerous, and all of that. And some young ladies, some of these young ladies who are acting out, as we say the bad girls or whatever, it's because their self-esteem is so low in the toilet that that's the only way they know how to get attention from anybody.
Yep.
And so when you are going to, I do something with my hair because maybe I can't fix it myself. Maybe I did something to it and it just don't look right. And you want me to go into a high school. Now, don't mind the accent. I'm Caribbean born and raised. Don't mind the accent. I'm Caribbean. But you can tell I lived in the States. And I taught in the hood. There's the ghetto and then there's the ghetto. I taught in the ghetto on the south side. Okay? And you want me, as a young lady, in high school, I ain't popular, but you want me to walk in to school with my head looking toe up from the floor up? In which high school?
Exactly.
That is problems.
You have to understand, some of these young ladies who get their hair braided, it's not so much I want to be in style. It's so that nobody talks about me.
Right.
I can
It's one less
maneuver
distraction.
through the school.
Yes.
It's one less distraction.
Nobody. Yeah. So that's how I look at it. Now, as the mother so rightly said, everybody ain't got time to do hair. Everybody, I don't have time to do my hair. I do my hair. Look, God
Same.
has blessed me with nice hair. I curl my hair on a Monday and I'm done for the week.
Right.
By Friday, however it look. I don't have time. And, I understand she's in fifth form. And fifth form, we all know what fifth form is. Come on now, we all know. But I'm saying, if it's not something that is disrupting the view of or the girl is just flipping her hair like, I got my wig on and I'm, that kind of
Exactly.
stuff.
If it's not something like
saying,
outrageous.
Yes, I am saying, let the principal decide. If the principal decides, hey, it's a bit much, because some girls do overdo it. Okay, fine. There we go and make the adjustment.
Exactly.
But I'm based on what I'm hearing, and as I said, I did not listen to the program last night, but I did hear your comments, and I did hear the mother's comment, and I would only say to the comment, sweetheart, be as professional as you can when you go and speak to him. That's all I'm going to say on that, because, she's the mother, and I don't want, but just be respectful. Always be respectful.
Right.
I'm just saying, for me, as a teacher in a high school, that's the least of my concern.
Thank
Come
you.
to my class, make sure your shirt's tucked in, your blouse tucked in. The blouse don't look like it's screaming at the button because you got on too small of a blouse, and all that, because your skirt length, at the decent length, and you look presentable and neat, and you are following. Now, there's school rules, don't get me wrong, but when I say following the school rules, you're in proper uniform.
Right.
Here's the other thing I got a problem with the school rules.
Get it off your chest.
They get on the girls. And this has nothing to do with me being feminist or nothing like that. I just think rules are for everybody. They specifically pick out girls can't have braids and big woman hairstyle, but they only say for the guys, well-groomed. Well, how are you not detailed?
All right, then, yeah.
You said well-groomed.
Well-groomed don't mean the length of the hair most times.
Exactly.
I understand that. But
that's all they're saying. They don't say anything else.
Thank you. There's nothing else. There's no specifics. But is there a big man hairstyle? Because you telling me about a big woman hairstyle. Is there a big man haircut for the guy?
Ask him, because I don't know.
I'm just saying, if we're going to argue that, is there what's good for the goose, good for the gander? Now, I don't expect when you fellas come in, you got line designs in your hair. Okay, that's going a bit far. Save that for the real world. You're going a bit far with that. But is there a big man hairstyle to go with the big woman hairstyle?
Nope, never is.
Okay. Like I said, I hope, and like I said, you're going to get some comments, and I know everybody's going to know who I don't have to tell you my name. Trust me. From the ministry on down, going to know who I am based on my accent. And I've been in St. Kitts for a long time. So, everybody know who I am. But we need to start realizing that when we make comments, and everybody is entitled to their own opinion, their own comments. But like I tell my students all the time, you can make any choice you want, say anything you want, whenever you want, however you want, but be prepared for the consequences.
Yep.
Indeed.
What you've done, whatever you did, be prepared. But freedom of speech is nice. It's free. Be careful. And when it comes to children, because I got to deal with what you're saying as my boss. I have to deal with this young lady in my class who can't wear her hair a certain way, and she's getting teased, and this is a bright child, depressed from here to next week since Noah built the ark and put the ark back on the shore, and I got to deal with that in my classroom.
Thank you very much, because I don't
Those
think they
are
think
the
about all of
consequences.
these things.
Yeah.
They do not
Those
think
are the
about all of these
consequences I have.
things.
You know, even the guys. So be careful when we talk about children and what we think should or be very careful and mindful of the consequences of those words, because, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to get off your line. Back in the day, they say sticks and stones will break my bones and words can't do me no harm. That's the biggest lie.
That's
Tell
true.
them again, please.
It is the biggest lie. I'd rather take your sticks and stones because words can kill.
Yes, sir.
And I'm done. I'll see y'all on the next segment.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so
you.
much.
All right,
We really
bye-bye.
appreciated we really appreciated having a teacher call in so you guys can understand that there are bigger things to worry about than a child's ear.
Like, look here, right? And teachers have to be so aware of so much as it relates to what's happening in the classroom, because sometimes those dynamics that she spoke about, right, in terms of kids being bullied and stuff. I could remember one particular time. I used to be very strict as it relates to cleanliness of the classroom and students being prepared for the lesson, right? So like I think I said it before, like when I come in, everybody has to stand. The class needs to be clear. And the uniforms need to be in thing. No, there was one time I went to a particular classroom, and there's this one guy, his shirt isn't tucked into his pants. It's like half in, half out. Usually, I would stop I would tell everybody, look at yourself, make sure that your thing or whatever. But just the look on his face, I could tell basically that the dude probably just had a fight 2 seconds before walking in class. Now, in that moment, the last thing that he wanted to hear after he just get like his butt kicked is "Bow make you look so."
Exactly.
So all I did was I got the class started, and then like once they got work going, I asked him to come outside and talk to him about what was happening. Like, yeah, what going on with you? Why you look so? You don't usually look so. Boom, boom, bang. Tell me bye. Just before you come in, whatever. It's like, okay, go to the pipe, start out yourself, come back with your clothes fix and thing, dress up yourself. You know what I mean?
Simple.
Yeah, but
and that's sometimes all kids need it.
yeah, like you gotta be aware.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Somebody put your news on the live bar.
But yeah, I was.
don't want to be a class at all.
Yeah, but like kids need discipline, right?
They do.
Kids need discipline, but discipline must also be administered with love.
I don't understand how they forget this part. Like they act like the kids don't have individual feelings. Like they act like the kids as a unit is one, and everybody's supposed to go through the same things and have the same problems and feel the same way when you are dealing with literal individuals.
You know what it is?
And these
I think that I am aware enough to recognize that when I was in school, I was not always a model student.
No, he's a model student.
And so the expectation, so me then having the expectation of my students to somehow be always on point is kind of ridiculous and hypocritical.
Yeah, like,
no, that don't mean that they should then be allowed to run wild, but it does mean that awareness should then inform your dealings with students.
Exactly. I just really cannot wrap my head around. I mean, we didn't even play the comments. I think we should play the comments.
Oh.
You should play his comments, so at least people can get.
I would want to play it from the actual video online, and not the one that I have.
Not the voice note.
Yeah,
not the clip.
Yeah, not the clip, because it's not so clear. I could see if I find it while we're doing what we're doing.
Okay, let me look as well.
Okay.
But for some context, I feel like they should hear. If I could find it, Lord knows, there's a lot to scrub through. But I just can't believe that he actually said that out loud.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. That's the sad part, because
Yikes.
there's a lot of there's a lot of people who have these same beliefs. And again, I personally dealt with it in school. Like at that time, it was ridiculous. Never mind now, how much umpteen years later. You understand?
As a migrant can't find this.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, to scrub that there.
It's a lot to scrub to, but
yeah, but it was last night.
I can look at the video.
Yeah, it was last night's edition of Leadership Matters.
Yeah, see why we feel the way we feel.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah. But Jade, there's other things happening in the world, you know.
Unfortunately, so.
All right, now it's tea time.
All right. We want to start with good news or bad?
Let's go good news, because there was there's some people being awarded. I think it's happening all week, actually.
Yeah, let's do good news first.
Let's do good news. You know why?
Everything else is not.
I'm just tired.
You're tired of the chaos?
I'm tired of this chaos.
Trust me, I feel exactly the same.
But
especially having to watch and ingest all of this.
Oh boy.
I was so happy for some good news here, so let's give them the good news.
Well, 8 community service icons awarded medals of honor. They were awarded these medals of honor at an investiture. Say it right first. Yeah, ceremony. Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah. So the recipients were Perline Musenden, who got hers in the area of contribution to education, Joseph Benders, contribution to the arts, Patricia Nurse Clark, contribution in community service to the Federation, Dr. A. Linton Liebert for his contribution in the field of medicine, Pamela Brooks, Nurse Brooks, there's very...
Deserved.
Look here, let me tell you something, right? See, Nurse Brooks, the whole Saddlers community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody done been to Nurse Brooks' house. Me talking about the health center here. Nurse Brooks' house.
Her house.
You understand? Oh my gosh.
That's when you know.
They got a few ladies who are just like, she's one of them ladies that you just got to love. You just gotta love her. Yeah. So Pamela Brooks, contribution in nursing.
Mm-hmm.
Charles McMaster, contribution to community service. Brian Dyer, contribution to national service during a crisis.
Pause. Special shout out to Uncle Brian.
Yes, sir.
This is a man I know personally, that I've been in his home. He has fed me.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the greatest men God put on this earth.
Boom bang.
Big shout out to Uncle Brian.
Uncle Brian, big up yourself. And Dr. Julie Nisbet, contribution to national service in a crisis as well. Additionally, Miss Telka Wallace was awarded the Points of Light certificate for her contribution to volunteerism and community service.
Vibes.
The award was accepted on her behalf by her daughter, Shai Wallace.
Aww.
The award ceremony was held yesterday at Government House. Like, I think it's important that we recognize those among us who go above and beyond.
Definitely.
Who contribute to society in ways that are admirable. And congratulations to all the recipients. Yeah, big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Y'all deserve all y'all flowers while y'all are here. That's what I love most about this, that they're getting their flowers while they're on earth, while they're here to receive and accept and enjoy them.
Yeah,
so kudos to them.
For sure. And hopefully these things serve as inspiration to people who also, go out and do things, not expecting thanks, not expecting recognition, but recognizing that there are people who do recognize and who do appreciate what you do and the service that you provide and the ways that you contribute.
2 seconds, somebody knocking. Just talk to the people for a second.
Okay. How do you guys feel about foreign trade in Iraq? as Jade leaves. But guys, we spoke about also the fact that the Delta variant was here when we were talking to Darren to Darren, sorry, earlier, and yeah, I think people have been curious about that, and yeah, I was
about what?
Curious about whether or not the Delta variant was here. We had Dr. Wilkerson who spoke about it, but I don't know if we have to go through that. I think you summarized it perfectly earlier when we spoke about it. The fact that there was one confirmed case, and that person has actually recovered. So
I hope that is the only one.
yeah, but speaking of total outbreaks and scares,
Yay.
guys, the Bahamas is going through it right now.
Definitely.
The Bahamas is going through it. The coronavirus surge in the Bahamas has pushed the Princess Margaret Hospital to the brink of collapse. Now, generally, right, like you have people who would make these things just to headlines. I've spoken to my friends in the Bahamas. Things crazy down there for real.
I'm assuming this is the main hospital, right?
Yeah.
It is on the brink. You know what the brink of collapse means?
Well, let's see what it means. The intensive care unit, isolation wards, and even external tents are occupied by people either battling the virus or seeking urgent medical care for other ailments. The morgue is also overflowing with bodies, and the hospital has acquired a refrigerated container to store them until they are claimed by relatives. This is not a scenario that we'd want to see anywhere, guys. Like,
just much less a small country.
Just so you could recognize the severity of the situation. The morgue is designed to hold about 73 bodies, but the hospital assistant director of communications said that there are over 250 bodies awaiting collection.
That is insane. Like, that is insane, Azem.
Fortunately, identification of bodies resumed yesterday, and the numbers are expected to decline. Healthcare workers are also engaging in a sick-out that has affected the hospital, along with the Grand Bahama Health Services and Sandylands Rehabilitation Center. So on top of all of this, there's also a strike going on with healthcare workers, just to complicate an already complicated situation even further.
Listen, I don't know what to say for this one, boy. I'm just tired. I really, really, really hope that they could figure this out. What are they striking? Because is it is it a mandatory vaccine issue? Is it a lack of resource issue? Like, what are they striking about? You know.
I don't know what the strike is about. I could probably try and find out, but at the same time, look, we come in here all the time and we talk about people having the choice to make the decisions that they feel is best for them and their families and their bodies. This right here is why the argument for the vaccine is so important. I don't know if I see this thing about we could vaccinate when we're out of the pandemic. I don't know if I see that.
But I don't get that.
But based on what we're seeing in terms of it preventing serious illness, hospitalization, and death, these situations is something that is something that you have to consider when you're deciding on whether or not you're gonna go ahead and make the choice.
Yeah, it's unfortunate what is happening over there, boy, because like I just keep thinking the hospital is on the brink of collapse. The hospital where
Jade, the morgue is overflowed with almost 3 times the amount of people that's supposed to be in the morgue. The morgue is where dead people be.
Yeah, that is. Boy, I don't know. And the fact that there's still people out here saying COVID ain't real is just...
You know what? The thing is, though, a lot of people here have made the decision that they would rather deal with COVID than any possible effects of the side effect of the vaccine. That's some people. A lot of
and
people
that's fine,
speak to. Yes. So what I'm saying is,
the issue with that for me is,
what issue for you?
It's not just you dealing with it though, because
Right.
you make this decision to deal with COVID. It may be that you decide you're not getting vaccinated, you're still not going to do the non-pharmaceutical protocols. That decision you undertake can affect more than just you. It can affect your family because, God forbid you die, they have to figure out how they can get you buried. They get sick and somebody else from getting sick dies. So now they have to still figure it out. You have to now go to the hospital, and if the hospital is, God forbid, having the same effects as in the Bahamas, know what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So when people say that, oh, the decision is mine, and I could, you have to think about the other side. Yes, the decision is yours, but once you get sick and it reaches to a place that you cannot help yourself, because people out there acting like once they get sick, they automatically go and be asymptomatic. You do not know how your body is going to react to COVID because you've never had COVID. So
one of the things, Jade, like we're seeing here is that the people with the vaccines as the hospital, I think the issue to the person on the live is the obvious difference in terms of the levels. So for instance, in terms of breakthrough cases, it's something like 0.004% of people who have serious illness and end up dying. So that is a big decrease from what we're seeing in the unvaccinated. Again, my thing is, it should be everybody's decision. I do believe that the messaging is causing some of the hesitancy.
The messaging from the officials?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just not an admittance that, hey, this thing is constantly changing and moving, and we don't even know if what we're saying is going to hold you in a month or two. And these are the questions that we are now constantly trying to ask. Let's be upfront and honest and transparent. I think they'll get a better response. But but Jade, we have a call on the line. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T. Oh, hold on. We have somebody.
Have another one?
Yeah, somebody else is trying to call in. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T.
Morning, caller. Well, all right. So
Yeah.
we lost them too. Any more?
Yeah, even what the thing is saying, you're saying the same things we say here every day. It doesn't stop the spread and thing. And then and my thing is, that shouldn't be the argument. That shouldn't be the argument, because nobody is denying that. The argument shouldn't be that it doesn't stop the spread and doesn't stop people from getting sick. That's not the argument. That is everybody knows that. My thing is, we have something now that if you're making the argument that it does not help you to avoid being hospitalized and then that's a whole different argument, and then you'd have you'd have to explain to me where that comes from. Yeah. But if you don't question that, then I think that in itself is an argument for the vaccine.
That should be the only question.
Yeah.
Is it preventing me from getting seriously ill? What is the percentage? What is my chance if I take this vaccine? What is my chance of getting seriously ill and dying? Yeah. I feel like that's way more important than saying it doesn't stop you from getting corona. A lot of the vaccines that we take don't stop us from getting them. Yeah. But we don't die.
Yeah.
Which is the most important factor.
Yeah. We have a caller, Jade. Jade, caller, you're live on Island T. What's up?
Hey, good morning.
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 Good morning, Jade.
Morning.
Yes. I love your name,
Thank you, I do too.
When I went to Chile, everything I see was Jade. I said, gosh, this thing, there's plentiful down there.
What?
Yeah, man. Don't let anybody diminish your value.
Oh, no, that can't happen.
No. I'm not going to stand by here and listen to it either. Anyway,
I appreciate
back to the Bahamas. Now, when Dos Santos announced his policy, the Bahamian government expressed their dissatisfaction. And of course, the business sector put on the pressure. Because you hear people talking about, oh, well, we ain't want them come, but they go on Bahamas and they go on St. Martin. So why they can't come here? Now we need to know the Bahamas is how much 100 islands, number one.
Mm-hmm.
So many people, number two. And at the rate at which it is going, it don't take look, even this one we have here, it wouldn't even take a month to clean out the place.
Why?
It is selfishness of people. The selfishness of people. Oh, well, why they can't come? Now, when they come, remember that the big spread caused from one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people understand it's only one person, you know. One person brought it, one person got it, and it was spread. It only take one. It don't take a whole boatload. But how much would it take? I don't think we think deep enough. And even in terms of the arguments against the vaccine, and as the person said, when you make an action, be prepared for the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of false will go in, oh, well, it's them there who vaccinated, spreading it. I mean, really? And if they got a small chance, then you ain't got none. That's logic, you know. If people who vaccinated have a small chance, then what are your chances? Because as Azem said, you don't have it, you are Jade. You don't know how it is going to affect you personally. So if you start to think along those lines, and all who have been waiting for it to kill off people, by now people should have been dead. This is last year they're giving the vaccine, isn't that so?
Yeah, I think they say we have about 2 years before they activate the chip.
So we should have started dying now. The sicker ones should have started dying now. But it's the greed, and I don't understand our people, boys. I don't hear some logic that beats everything. Everything. I don't know how some people get to make up these theories. Ridiculous. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. But be prepared for any consequence. You can't make a decision and then want me to go and stand for you. When you have options, you don't want to take it, then they say test. Then, or they say religion. As the lawyer said yesterday, you could always claim religion.
Mm-hmm.
They got Japan, they say he's a bald head rasta without locks.
Well, you don't have to be dread, so you don't know. I wouldn't.
That's what I mean. So trying to put on a show for other people at your expense. At your expense. Anything, any consequence I make, I am willing to stand up for it. And I don't have to haul other people into it. So I'm just talking about the private sector here pushing the government. Because the boat them going to Bahamas. Well, I show you here that Antigua don't want them either. It wouldn't take long to clean us out. And my heart goes out to people in the Bahamas. I met some of them at university. Have a heart for other people. Men, I saw some of those who die were infected by other people, you know. Because they know we're sharing it out, contrary to the belief the vaccine is not giving the corona. Please, put on the mask. They wear no mask.
That is the thing. Okay, for me, right? You don't want to vaccinate. Fine, that is your choice. But you don't even want to wear a mask. You don't want to social distance. Like, you don't want to do nothing.
No, they want to be a spreader. And they don't understand it is the unvaccinated who the thing going after most. So while those who vaccinated could get it, well, you're going in, you know. Somebody need to tell you so. Why you don't make any difference? It makes a difference. It makes a difference. Put on the mask. It's not going to kill you. But COVID sure will. Anyway, continue to pray for the people in Haiti too, eh?
Oh, we were just getting to that.
Yes. And the thing about the hairstyle and so, well, I thought, well, in my days, I teaching at Basti High, where there was a curl and whatnot and whatnot. You know, but I think sometimes the parents overdo it. Got these long braids down to the back of the child. They can't even sit down in the chair properly and somebody behind tying them up. You know? There has to be a limit. Cannot be a free for all. There has to be a limit. And as the lady said, I just see some little children in preschool got fighting here out of their face, bread out of their face. I mean, what are you doing to your child? In fact, some of you may not think about it, but you're teaching your child not to appreciate black people here.
Well,
I don't
think that's what we were speaking about. I think we were more on the...
But it is, you know, yeah, boy, my ears are bad. I mean, really? It is very describe our here. Boy,
yeah, trust me, that's a big issue too. That is a big issue.
Look cruffy. So as to make it not look cruffy and make it not look... You put in the braids, them, some of them will be too tight. Too tight to see the poor child temple, you know? So that there are elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they are adult styles. Sometimes they got this big bun on the head. Oh God, how long God the child get to sleep comfortably in the night? How do you expect the child to sleep? Face down?
With a bun?
With a bun. You don't see it, right?
I don't sleep in my bun.
No,
so me know what you're talking about. I don't sleep in my bun. Me know what you're talking about.
Cross bun? Kind of bun.
I don't sleep in my big bun and my head. So me know.
Face down. How do you sleep? Face down?
No, on this side, the bun is on the top of my head. I don't sleep on the top of my head.
Jade, would you want a man with a bun sleeping next to you?
Yeah, is that here? What am I going to do with it?
I asked a question. That's a woman ain't want the man with locks neither. Please.
Well, that's the business. That's the preference. Okay.
That's a choice.
People prefer what they
it's a choice
want,
of what you want in a man. A man could.
But what I got to do with the conversation with Jade want?
Some men don't want.
What that got to do with the conversation with Jade want? Answer the question. What Jade want got to do with the conversation?
That is just.
Maybe me say we trying to set me up on somebody. Hello, relax, you know, because you ain't gonna make me lose out. Maybe she have a.
I agree with you.
Maybe she have a son or grandson.
Oh, that's what kind of. Maybe the person she got a bun, so she want to make sure.
Yeah, she tried to see what I prefer.
Any question you ask, let me give you a story. All right then. Azem should learn. Azem look like he learned it. And so is Jesus. Any question they ask, you get him a story for it. Let them sort out the story. All right then, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you,
I missed that last part. I was busy laughing.
Oh dear, me if I would sleep with a man with a bun. Lord have mercy. My preferences in work, so.
Wow. But but you see, and I'm gonna say it because like I think I can't be the only person thinking it, but that kind of thinking is the thinking why we got children can't go school with braids.
Yeah.
If you want to sleep with a man with a bun.
Yeah, like I think we're too petty. We're too, you know, like these things shouldn't have that much. Like what a bun shouldn't determine if I like you or not.
But I told her that day. She was talking about like the hair long down to the waist and thing like that. Okay, like there's little Indian girls. That's how their hair go.
Exactly. Not even little Indian girls alone. Like they're literal kids with long hair. That's just how hair grows. It's here. It grows.
Oh my.
So anyway, yeah, we actually needed to speak about it. We've been trying to do so all week, but you know, time has been running down. So before, I don't even know what time it is now.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's 9:30. Lord have mercy. We ain't even have no time.
So tomorrow, there's two things we gotta talk about tomorrow. Definitely the Taliban issue. Yeah, I could save that until Friday. But
yeah, we could save that one. But, I mean, tomorrow is Thursday, so we could see how we go. But you know.
Yeah, it's just that I want to bang about it because of the way turban every day coming here.
Yeah.
Watch you. You know how much people I pass it in town and telling me, bye, you with them Taliban man now, don't they take over? Like, what?
Because you've been wearing turbans, you know, yourself.
For years. For years I've been waiting.
You see how people be Azem?
And I'm like, well, they kind of kicking the butt of the biggest superpower the world has ever seen. So
listen, you know how unaccustomed they are of these things, right? Before we jump into the interview, yesterday I was watching some videos, right? They're funny, but they're not funny. And you could tell that they are new to this sort of life. They were in the gym recording themselves on the machinery, right? And there was someone with a literal, what they call those, a rocket launcher?
Oh, rocket launcher. A grenade launcher.
There was a man with a grenade launcher strapped to his back, recording his friends using the gym equipment. I said, nah. There was the other one with them just eating ice cream.
But they're people. Like, they're people. They need to work out.
They are people, but it's just the dynamics of literally looking at them with these weapons.
But you see,
just going about regular life.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, Jade, like that is one of the reasons why I kept telling people, no foreign superpower will conquer. Jade, you logging in? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I log in.
Every time you log in, it transitions. But anyway.
Oh, I didn't do it yet, so that wasn't me.
Okay.
Me logging yet. That wasn't me. You know, OBS still do it one thing.
Yeah.
We love her still.
Yeah, but it's like it's so difficult to actually conquer like Afghanistan. The place is so mountainous, place is so remote and cut off from the British tried it, ain't work. The Russians tried it, ain't work. America was there for 20 years and I say, by the way, get out of here, see.
Like, ain't work. Just listen, sometimes you have to realize we have to let people live and not interfere. I know we love to interfere as America, not we, but America, they love being people business, but sometimes we just have to let people live without interfering. But yes, we'll speak more about this on Thursday or Friday because our guest is here and we need to talk some football. So guys, stay tuned. We will be right back with more Ireland Tea right here on WINNMedia SKN.
I have a surprise for mosquito, roach and flies. Pop makes all of them die. Don't bother with the long chat, Pop tell you why. Pop makes all of them die. To take care of my premises, I have to stand guard. Pop kill insects, small or large. When me use my yard, me no need no bodyguard. Pop takes care of roach in a house and yard. Surprise for mosquito, roach and flies. Pop makes all of them die. Don't bother with the long chat, Pop tell you why. Get serious, get back.
Like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/ramsupermarket. Follow us on Twitter, www.twitter.com/ramsupermarket. And subscribe to us on YouTube, www.youtube.com/ramsupermarket. Staying healthy has taken on a whole new meaning these days. So we ask, why do you put your health first?
As a business professional, I need to make the most out of my work days.
I'm a teacher, and I want to be there for my students.
In sports, I have to be in top form for my team.
Motherhood, I just got to keep up with my kids.
Because my patients rely on me to be at my best.
Staying healthy is important for many of us, and Hanley Orange makes it easy. Just one 1,000 milligram tablet of vitamin C gives your immune system a flavorful boost, leaving you protected and feeling good for the day ahead. Hanley Orange Vitamin C. Just pop the cap, drop it in water, let it fizz, and enjoy. Part of the Hanley Orange family.
Welcome back to Ireland Tea with your host, Azem. And we have Jade, Gwen Johnson here with us this morning. And guys, we have a very special guest joining us via Zoom right now. The man himself, Mr. Clean Sheet, Julanie Archibald. Julanie, how are you, brethren?
I'm good. I'm good for now.
Man, it's a real pleasure to have you joining us today. it's as a football fan, you're definitely somebody who I admire all that you've been doing with your career, your national representation, and even now these new steps that you're making in your career abroad. But I know for a fact that Jade is a super fan.
Yeah, man. Listen, a wildcat. You know we have to start from that. A wildcat, okay? You can't tell me nothing, Azem. You cannot tell me nothing.
May say nothing.
You better not, because we will gang you on here today.
Well, sometimes I'll catch one or two, so you know. and no man, but Julanie is definitely a real footballer, mucho talent. And Julanie, again, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
So Julanie, how have you been? Like, you know, you are now joining a new team, which we're going to get into later. But yeah, you now joined a new team, so you traveled and had to adapt to something new again. So how has that been going for you?
It's been a rough. It's been a rough like six weeks, basically, because I didn't have any time to say goodbye to my family, like physically. So after I finished playing with the national team, I flew to Europe one time. So yeah, then when I got in England, I was to quarantine in England for 2 weeks. Then when after the 2 weeks, when it's time to fly to Malta, like when I tested to go to Malta, then I tested positive for COVID. So it set me back another 2 weeks.
Oh, yikes.
Couldn't join up the team in time for, I joined up in time for pre-season, but it was a bit up, you know, so
yeah.
But I'm finally here now and I just enjoying the moment, you know.
But Julanie, for those who may not know exactly this new journey that you're on, where are you and what's the name of your new team, your new club?
Oh, I'm in Malta and the name of the club is Santa Lucia.
Bombang.
Oh, I can pronounce that.
Vibes.
But some people think it's St. Lucia, but it's Santa Lucia.
I'm happy that you said it before I did, because I was literally going to say St. Lucia. That's all I've been reading.
People asking me, you're going to say Lucia? I was like, no, not St. Lucia.
Oh man.
That's actually what I thought first when I saw the announcement. I said, oh, Julanie guys, St. Lucia.
Oh my gosh.
It's not our fault, okay? We were taught to read what we see.
Yeah. But Julanie, well, since we're on this, let's talk a bit about it. You already spoke about the fact that, you know, having to leave national duty to go off and start this new chapter in your career, how that was difficult and how COVID even made it even more difficult and delayed your arrival in Malta. But how did this opportunity come about for you?
I was playing in Honduras, and it's so funny. Like a year back, I was to come here to play for a different team, but the team already, I think they went and bought a Brazilian goalkeeper. You know, so and it set me back. So when the opportunity arrived again, I just grabbed it into arms, and me and my agent discussed, and they said the team really interested. And I'm like, okay. I dreamed to be in Europe long time, so it's a first step, you know. So I just grabbed it with open arms.
Wow. So basically, there were other teams in the league who had already recognized your talent. Do you think you would have gotten on the radar based on your time in Honduras, or was it maybe your time with the national team?
I would say a bit of both. a bit of both, because when I was in Honduras, like, nobody didn't really know me. It was a bit difficult to adapt to, because the language barrier too. So I had to work twice as hard. You have to try to understand what they're saying, even though I don't understand the Spanish. Yeah, performing the national team, national team is a international thing. So you're gonna fly here and the game's gonna be broadcast. And I think the last game I played in El Salvador, the president and the coach watched, and there was like, after the game, there was like, okay, yeah, we definitely have to bring it. If nobody maybe.
Right. So that was the thing that sent them over the top, where it's like, yeah, we see the skill. This is somebody who we think could contribute to what we're trying to build here at this club.
Yeah. That was the first game. They saw video clips, but that was the first live game they saw with me.
Right. Yeah. Right. I think it's amazing that persons worldwide are able to recognize your talent and recognize the fact that you could definitely contribute to their clubs. And it's not lost on me how important the role that you play as a goalkeeper is to the success of the teams. And so to see that they're willing to bring you on and give you that responsibility, I think it really speaks volumes to your level of talent. But you said this was a dream for you, really, to play in Europe, and that makes me wonder, like, you have been playing football from a very young age, right here in St. Kitts,
Yep.
born and raised. At what point did you think that, first thing, you were always a goalkeeper?
No.
Y'all never are. Like, goalkeepers always, they was a striker?
No, I didn't want to striker. Actually, nobody really, I think, well, people who close to me, I didn't really was a footballer, I was mostly runner.
Oh.
Fun fact that when I started in Dr. William Connor primary, right? I wanted to go to Bastille. No, I wanted to go to Bastille because I was good at the time in running.
Right.
Bastille had they had the track.
The track club, yeah.
They was more serious about running, but my mother said it's too open and she don't want me to go there. So
good choice.
So I went to Washi and I lost interest in running, and then that's when I started to take football more serious.
Oh, wow. Okay. So your football career, as you would call it, really started in high school?
That when it really take off, but it started in Dr. William.
Right. So you play for the school team in Dr. William Connor. Yeah. But when you really started to really feel a passion for it and love it, that was when you got to high school. But at what point did you think that, hey, but this is something that I might want to do as a career?
I think probably second form,
Okay.
Wow. That is amazing. For you to know that you want to do this professionally in second form, what?
Like, that would really go on to, because when I was in second form, I used to play with Washi, second division. Even though I didn't used to play, I used to go all the time. I used to go all the time. I didn't expect any game, but I just used to go all the time. And I was like, I really want to be a professional footballer.
So even at this time when you're not, let's say the starting, you're not in the starting squad, you still knew that I want to do this professionally.
You mean when I was in Washi at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because when you see a few people, few older people outside, like, okay, for the likes of Kayamba, the likes of Atiba, and you say to yourself, I think at the time, I don't know if Atiba did make it to MLS at the time, but yeah, you're saying to yourself, yeah, okay, if these guys could make it out there from a small, tiny federation, then you only leave hope for you, you know. So
right.
If I think I can make it too.
Right, and I think
That's
I think it's important because you're really signaling the fact of how important it is to have examples of success, because just like you would have looked up to the Antiguas and the Cayambas and even some of the other players who might have played in Trinidad and some of the other islands, like they footballers who are looking at you and what you're doing, and really you serve as an inspiration to them. And I think this is important because that is how we're gonna see the growth of the sport and the growth of more and more professionals coming through from the local ranks and the local leagues.
Yeah.
So so when was your first national? When was your first national? Your cap? When was your first cap?
My first cap was I was in fifth. It was against USVI in the park. Yeah, it was against USVI in the park. We won that game 2-0. It was a digital tournament, and it was, I think its name is Barbados USVI.
Okay. And so your first game you won, your first cap you won. That's a good start, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they call him Mr. Clean Sheet.
Yeah. But I think the second game humbled me too, you know.
It wasn't such a good result.
No, we lost the game 3-1 to Barbados, but we still, you know.
Yeah, but you persisted and you continued, and but I'm interested in, like, where did that name really come from, Mr. Clean Sheet?
Mr. Clean Sheet, I don't remember. Like, before every game, my friends them always tell me clean sheet, but I don't remember if it come from baby and
God sister.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but it's one of them too.
But it's fitting. It's actually fitting because you are somebody that literally does some extraordinary things with your body when it comes to preventing these goals from being scored. Azem, were you a goalkeeper as well? Was that what you used to do when your knees was good?
No. I play in the midfield. I like boot up on people and so.
That's what.
I play in the midfield. I like the war. But Julanie, like one of the things I remember watching you, even coming up in high school and thing, when you catch that growth spurt, maybe because I remember it was like one day I see Julanie and then the next day I see him and he's like 6'5".
Boy.
Like when the growth spurt happened for you.
I don't know. I never even really think about it, you know. Because even if I watch my brother Travis, I didn't even know he spring up stuff from.
Yeah, y'all tall for real. Y'all got tall for real.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that is such a good asset for a goalkeeper for sure. To be able to have that stature and still be agile and be able to move and coordinated. I think that is a unique set of skills that you put on full display.
Because the first thing they tell me every time I go in a team, they're gonna use my height. That's all.
Well, you see, they're working with what they have, and they see it as an asset.
Yeah.
So where was your first like when you went out internationally? Was the Honduras your first club?
To Trinidad.
Yes, you did play in Trinidad. And how was that experience? Leaving the island and going off, and now you're actually starting your professional career.
To be honest, it was a good experience. I mean, I didn't feel lonely either because I had Devon beside me and I had Gerard beside me too, because Gerard is really who opened the door for us to Trinidad. So,
Malonga bye.
Yeah. So having two Kititian on the team really made me feel comfortable, you know.
So that was a good transition for you in that case. And I'm really happy to hear that was the experience there. but you know, it's not always such smooth sailing. And we've really been hearing about some unfortunate incidents that would have been happening, as you now transition into your new club. You care to share a bit about what might have happened?
Oh, you mean that? Yeah. Like, to be honest, like when I first came here, like I said to myself, when I reached, and I said to myself, I said, wow, I'm the only black person. You know, I said it in my mind, and the coach, he pulled me aside and he was like, "You're welcome here. Nobody don't discriminate anything and whatever." So he put my mind at ease, you know. Like when we played the game last Saturday, you know, was playing then. He had one time I went down for a ball and I grabbed it, and like the guy went in with his studs. So I get up to him and I confront him. I said, "Watch what you're doing, God. We didn't come here to play that." And the first thing he told me, it was, "Go back where I came from." Right? That's the first thing he told me. So he puts me in mind, but I continue playing. Then we went in halftime, we came back out. So now I'm down by their fans now. Because first I was by, now I'm down by their fans. So when we came back out, we gave up a penalty, they scored, right? But after, we went back to the center circle, we went back up and we scored right away. Yeah. So I started celebrating. So when I celebrating, I was only in my half, and like, you know, I'm close to the fans, so the fans were whistling and singing. And one guy, I can literally watch in the cars. In Malta, I have strict protocols, so you only allow 20% fans. Not to say like 30,000 fans in the stadium, so somebody chant something you can't hear, but it's 20% fans, so you know it's a little bit. So when I started to celebrate, that to make it 2-1, so we're ahead now. Then the guy saying monkey and nigger, and so I'm watching. And he had me traumatized. I could literally stand there on the field and watching in the stands, and like, this guy really. I didn't came here for that.
Right.
There to play. To discriminated, and I was like, when I was celebrating, the referee came and he gave me a yellow card.
For celebrating?
Right? Yeah, he said I was provoking their fans.
What?
For celebrating. So when they call him monkey now, so I'm telling him, but you're hearing him call me monkey and nigger and anything, so you're not gonna do anything about it. Which I know, I so know football. We're not. No, but I know a lot, which I know the protocol you're supposed to go through when somebody start to.
Yeah, the protocol, right?
Yeah. So and he's telling me like he can't do anything about it. But I say, look, you have a big board crossing saying no to racism, and like.
So hold on. So there's literally in the stadium a sign saying "Say no to racism" while this is happening.
Remember, you have those viewing boards, so
right.
And you in Europe, so you wait for have a banner there, and you wait for games to play here in Malta, so they have that banner there, no to racism. And basically, he was telling me
he can't win. Wow.
So he hampered my game because I was more vocal before that happened. Then after it happened, it still had me traumatized. So I kind of went silent in the goal.
Yeah. I mean, understandably so, because it's something like that, especially if it's the first time where you're faced with that particular type of discrimination. It must make it difficult for you to do your job, especially if you're not getting the kind of recourse that you know you should get. And so that is understandable, and I must say, like, it's unfortunate that you would have had to have that
Very
experience.
much so, boy. That is
Because
even
all the time you're seeing it on TV, and you see some who actually abused walk off the field. So you're seeing it, but you never really feel it until you really
until it happened to you, right?
Experience it, yeah.
So he had me traumatized. I could literally go and watch, steady and watch the guy.
Yeah, doing what he's doing, yeah.
And he go, just because the team are losing.
Yeah.
There are just some people in the world that you just have to find somewhere to ignore, because as you saw that there was no repercussions for that, and these are the people that will try to put you off your game, try to mess with your head, and you just have to figure out how to get around that, because you are destined for greatness, and these people just don't. They're just not on the level that you are on.
Well,
so
I think it speaks to his talent. I think they recognize his talent. They understand it's a threat to their success, the team success, and they really try to undermine you.
I think what had them. They was frustrated to check, because I mean, like, it was like every ball put cross in the box, I was coming for them. So it was a bit frustrating to them.
So you were having a good game. You're having a good game.
Yeah, I was having a good game. Hence they put me in the team of the week.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
See? They cannot stop greatness. They could try. They could say what they want. But once they knock you, because, you know, we will be on the planes. You know, we're playing that.
Yeah, it is. That really speaks to
your talent. That's amazing for you to just be starting out and you're already getting these accolades. Like,
yeah,
they're gonna just have to feel your presence. They're gonna just have to always be upset, but you will do what you have to do, and you will continue to rise despite.
Yeah, I think Julanie, is there any talk of any further investigations or anyone from the FA looking into the situation?
The Malta FA looking into this situation. Well, that's what alas. So the team put out a statement as well too. And my club put out a statement as well. But the last thing I saw, the Malta FA say they're gonna investigate it.
So you feel like you feel like you have people on your side at least that care about your well-being and all of this when it comes to your team and everybody around you.
Well, yeah, the team, my team.
For sure. And it's good that you have that support.
And my team, well, our fans reach out to me too when they realized my Facebook profile too, and I got back in from back home as well too, you know.
But watch
you know, we got you for forever and ever.
For sure. As a matter of fact, Simburger here telling you, you know, Blessed King, stay strong, 100%. So you definitely have a lot of support from football fans all across the federation. And we're really looking forward to your continued success, because we know you're gonna go there, you're gonna shine, you're gonna not only represent yourself and your family, but you're gonna represent all of us, Kititians, especially football loving Kititians and divisions. So we really want you to know that we stand with you, that we're really looking forward to hearing more things from you, more team of the week, team of the month, MVP, everything. So definitely there's the support from all of us right here in the federation.
Definitely.
But time running us down. Jade, do you have anything else you want to ask him before we leave?
Well, I just want to wish him all the best. Like, I've known Julanie since high school, and I've always admired. Listen, I understand. I know it's a Wildcats. You don't understand because you're not. But it's not our fault, so we can't fix that. But yes, I just want to wish Julanie all the best, and I will continue to root for him in anything that he does, because he is an amazing person and even more amazing footballer.
For sure. Julanie, anybody, you know, you're all the way on the other side of the world. Anybody you want to shout out to right here back at home?
I want to shout out my mother, my sister, the whole study. Yeah, I'm a well-wisher. I'm a well-wishers as well too, because more people listening, watching, you know.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. We already had somebody calling this morning instead of tuning just to hear you.
Yes. They did. But it says, and on the live, it's saying, hold your head up. Don't let their ignorance deter you when they use those words to hinder your focus. Do an SKN dance in their face. I don't know which one you're going to do, but you have a lot to choose from.
Watch it. It'd be funny if they call him something and he just start walking up. I don't know.
No, you won't believe, right? When somebody told me when they was calling me a monkey, I was to act like a monkey, you know. But I think I would have get another yellow card.
I would have get another yellow card. Yeah, I still can't understand the yellow card, but yeah, man, keep your head up and stay focused on your job at hand. And the fact that you were able to remain composed, as we've seen some footballers, you know, choosing not to even continue the game once having those experiences. I really want to commend you for being able to compose yourself in a way to be able to complete your task at hand and be able to contribute to your team by being on the field. So, you know, kudos to you. Like everybody's saying, keep your head up, stay strong, focus on football, focus on the task at hand. And we know we're going to be hearing even more good things from you as we move forward.
Most definitely.
Yeah, for sure. But Jade, it's time.
Sir.
It's time.
I know.
It's time. We Julanie, thanks a lot.
Wait, as I may understand, when you keep saying tomorrow, you is the one who will not be here tomorrow.
Oh yeah. You couldn't let me surprise. You couldn't let the people like just tune in and not see me.
We have to tell them. So because Kevon is not feeling his best and you won't be in, and I can't be in because you won't be in. So we will just have a replay of one of y'all's favorite shows. I don't know which one yet. We will choose a good one.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, y'all won't miss us too much. You will still hear us. Maybe not see us, but you will still hear us on the radio at least. And then we will be back on Friday.
Yep.
You know, we'll be linking up. Who's the guest on Friday? We will be talking to a Patriot on Friday, actually.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I'll leave it as a little surprise, but you know, we'll be talking to a Patriot on Friday. So guys, you know, stick and stay for that. Again, we won't be here tomorrow physically, but you will be able to hear us on the radio. Yeah,
for sure. So again, thanks everybody who logged in, everybody who has been a part of what we're doing here. Day by day, all the people who comment, all the people who share, whether you log on Facebook or on YouTube at WINNMedia SKN, whether you listen to us on WINNMedia SKN's website or you listen to us on the radio or one of the other online platforms. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And guys, before we go, remember, don't miss us too much tomorrow. Don't miss us too much tomorrow.
No. We'll miss you though.
Yeah, we will definitely miss you. But guys, in the absence of the Duke, I will perform his Dukely duties.
Of course.
The Prosecco Papi himself, who cannot be here, would love you to understand, to remember and to know that you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. We're going to see you guys on Friday.
Bye-bye.